Hey fellas, Meat Trapper here. We got a little bit different type of video today. I'm going to be doing a book review. In fact, I've got a couple of book reviews coming up on the channel here. But the first book I want to talk about is Snaring for Survival by Newt Sterling. Now, if you're not familiar with Mr. Sterling, he is not only one of the top trappers in the United States, but he's probably the top snareman in the United States. I've been snaring for 20 years, and I have learned a lot over the years from Mr. Sterling's books and videos. But this is a new offering, and it's a little bit different offering. It's Snaring for Survival. Now, this book contains basically an entire course on snaring for food. So let's take a look at the book, see what's in it, and how it's laid out, what it covers, and what I think about it. Okay, well, let's take a look at the book and what is actually in this book. This is a paperback book. It's approximately 120 pages. And as you can see by looking at the table of contents, you've got sections on the basics of snares, basics of how to set a snare. You've got a good section on locations, snaring locations, and that's overlooked in a lot of books, because if you're not setting on location, then you're wasting your time and wasting your snares. It's got an extended section on all the different animals, everything from rats up to deer and black bear. So the smallest game up to the largest game, and then there's some appendixes that are quite good. So, what role or what niche does this book fill? That's the important thing, because with all of the material that's covered in here in 120 pages, it's not a deep dive book. It's not an encyclopedic book. For instance, if you're interested in knowing everything there is to know about snaring coon or everything there is to know about snaring beaver, Newt has other books that focus on one particular species. So this is sort of an introduction on how to properly set snares, where to set them, and then how to adjust your snares for the particular animal that you're after. So I sort of refer to this book as a gateway book. If you are an experienced snareman, I've been snaring for over 30 years, and I picked up a few tips out of this book. So, it's great to have it on your shelf. And if you're new to snaring or you want to get into survival snaring, this is an absolutely great book, because this is sort of a crash course. It's everything you need to know, from what a snare is, how to set a snare, where to set a snare, and how to adjust it for each particular animal. And like I say, once you get into this, if you're interested in deeper dive books or videos, Newt's got plenty of those. So this is one of those books that you don't read for fun. It's not an entertaining book. This is purely hardcore information. This is purely how-to, okay? It's the kind of book that you're going to get your highlighter out. You're going to highlight some passages. And what I find myself doing is reading a section, sort of chewing on it, mulling it over, rereading it, rereading it, and picking up hints and tips and tricks here and there. So anyway, I like it. It's a great book, and it has earned a place on my library. And the last thing I want to talk about is there are a lot of trapping books out there that have a lot of really crappy, low-grade pictures and stuff. And if you'll see, this book has a lot of line drawings. And I really, really like line drawings in a trapping book, because you can really focus on the information at hand, and you can focus on the point that's trying to be conveyed, whereas that's kind of hard to do in a black and white picture a lot of times. But as you can see, as I show you some of the pages in this book, it's very easy to understand the concept that's being illustrated with these line drawings, and I really appreciated that and thought it was great. So anyway, if you're interested, you can go to southernsnares.com and get you a copy. Brian's got them, and if you do, be sure and tell him that the Meat Trapper sent you, and I promise he will take care of you, and I also promise you will be happy with the content of this book. It's money well spent. So as you can see, I think this book is well worth the money. Given the recent internet outages. We had a bomb go off in Nashville just recently, and the internet was out in a 3-state area. you never know what's going to happen. There's a lot of knowledge and a lot of videos on YouTube, but there's nothing like having a book in print that you can refer to. I think every trapper out there needs to have a good library of printed books for just such an occasion. So anyway, if you're interested in this book, you can go to southernsnares.com and get it there. If you do, please tell Southern Snares that you saw them on the Meat Trapper channel. I would greatly appreciate that. So, money well spent. Great book. Check it out.